I can't tell you how good she was. And we had a lot of good times together. Methel Ann Gowell was her maiden name. And we met in high school. I was bass drummer in the ELHS band. They enlisted this gal from Webster Junior High School who was a really good French horn player. And the French horn player marched right in front of the bass drum. And I said, holy smokes, there we go. And we had a date. And we went together all through high school. So we got married. And we went to Montreal for our honeymoon. If we needed to do something to further my career or go to banquets that she really didn't want to go to, or she did it. I think we were a pretty good team. I think we were a very good team. We were in Maine for the summer and went into a restaurant for breakfast. And she said, Woody, get me some paper towels quick. I did, and she spit into the paper towels. She was unable to swallow her breakfast. So I took her to the emergency room. Doctor had run a scope down her throat, and he said that we can't do anything for her at all. She has a big cancerous lump in the middle of her throat. So she was at home for quite a while and got an additional infection, and we were doing intravenous medicine every 4 hours, and it finally became too much, and we went to hospice.
At Annwell, our mission really is focused on improving quality of life at the very core of what we do. And we do that by really providing innovative healthcare with compassionate people.
The hospice house is an intricate part of the community. It provides kind of a home setting for our patients and their families, allowing them to just be families when it matters the most with patients as they're passing away, and alleviating that burden during that time.
The people here did a terrific job. We all knew why we were here, and she was very, very comfortable. You know, she was as comfortable as one can be, stuck in bed, but she wasn't in pain, and she was being very well cared for.
The staff was very nice to my mother, and she had a few wishes that things she wanted before she died, and she wanted to see snow before she died. And they took her outside when there was a snowstorm so that she could see snow.
She called me up one day and said, guess where I am? And I said, I can't tell you. She said, I'm outdoors and I'm covered with snow.
And they did her nails and pampered her, and that was just wonderful.
One day when I was there with her, she said, I guess I won't have another bath again before I go. You know, she didn't want to be a bother. That was kind of her thing. Within a couple of hours, they had, taken her and given her a bath. And when she got back to the room, she said, it just felt so good. That was just what I needed.
She had excellent care, and the experience was very, very wonderful for that period in her life. That is, towards the end of her life. My parents would go to Florida for the winter. The staff knew that she was not going to be able to do that, so they recreated Florida in her room. They went in with crepe paper and a variety of things, made flamingos, palm tree, kind of recreated the Florida scene.
And when we got to the room, it was amazingly well decorated, and the music was playing, and she had told them, I'm sure, over and over that we lived in the Florida Keys. It chokes me up just thinking about it. It was really way above and beyond the call of duty.
Hospice houses across the country over the last 20 years have seen really a decline in revenue. How the government, how Medicare is paying for inpatient services in a hospice house are markedly different than they were when hospice houses emerged on the healthcare landscape in America over 20 years ago.
The cost of care is really going up in this nation, and it's, I think, 2023, the cost of hospice care is $25.3 billion. That is going to double in the next 10 years, by 2033.
We don't make money at the hospice house, but our board and our leadership team are very committed to ensuring that the special place that so many people in our community have encountered remains viable in our community. That's the challenge we're faced with.
If the hospice house didn't exist, it would affect the community negatively. It would mean more patients were going into the ER or being hospitalized in the hospitals. That's already an overburdened system. You don't know when you're going to need this level of care, the peace, the comfort.
You couldn't possibly provide the care at home that you can provide here. Impossible. I'll tell you what, if there's any way to lessen the difficulty, to lessen the stress, it's by having somebody here.
For over 15 years, the hospice house has been available to our community. Thousands of patients have crossed the threshold of the house. And as I think about the long-term vision, I can't help but be grateful for the community support that has enabled the house to be available. We would not exist but for the support and the encouragement and the need that presents itself from our community. We are the community's hospice house.
If Methel was here to give a testimonial about the hospice house, what do you think she would say?
She'd say they really took good care of me. Really, really good.
We're very thankful for Andwell and everything they did for my mother, and not only taking care of her, but also taking care of the family.
And I just thought it was really nice that they, that the minute I asked for something, they did it, and it meant so much to her.
The party and them taking her out in the snow, I think when she passed happy.